The greatest. Go. 34 years, got a lot on my chest. Seen a lot of famous people, still ain't too impressed. Let the paparazzi tell it, that's good as it gets. But good is enemy when you rock with the best. Big as the Beatles, that's a big understatement. Nobody bigger than Jesus. Put them down on my A-list. Why they popping them choppers? Trying to ball with the Lakers. I got my eyes on this roster, this here for all of his haters. He's alive. Only Jesus can save us. Snatch us out of the dungeon, put us up on them scrapers. Shout the saints in Atlanta, peace to the Christians in Vegas. All the saints in the building, convinced that Christ is the greatest. Go. Look at his legacy and crown him king, cause he will forever be the greatest of all time. 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 The greatest of all. Look at his legacy and crown him king, cause he will forever be the greatest of all time. 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 The greatest of all. Undefeated champ, and he run the map. King on the throne, you can run it back. Certified boss, you can run it back. Conquering king, and he coming back. Boxing with nations, that's a drop in the bucket. Ain't concerned with your paper, cause what you profit is nothing. It's only paper from trees, it's only copper that's rusting. Whole earth is the Lord's, he sits on top the circumference. He the king, he the boss. He the king, he ain't hanging up on the cross. He's alive, that's a fact. Now homie, you do the math in this bag like Look at his legacy and crown him king, cause he will forever be the greatest of all time. 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 The greatest of all. Look at his legacy and crown him king, cause he will forever be the greatest of all time. 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 The greatest of all. Everybody talking like he father time, like the man upstairs been behind the times. Father, please forgive them cause they out of line, and they don't know no better, that's the bottom line. That's why we boasting, put the world in this order. Never needed a broke cause Jesus is walking on water. That's the smallest of orders, turning water to wine. Great physician gave vision back to them boys that was blind. Man, it's blowing my mind. Gave them legs to the cripple. Took a look at the ocean and split it right down the middle. Who else could die on the cross? They like, oh no, we lost him. Then he folded his clothes up and stepped up out of that coffin. Talking Jesus and Nazareth, how the people reacting. Half of them in amazement, the other half ain't attracted. Guess they too into fashion, staying up on the latest. I pray they open their eyes up to see the king is the greatest. Yeah. Look at his legacy and crown him king, cause he will forever be the greatest of all time. 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 The greatest of all. Look at his legacy and crown him king, cause he will forever be the greatest of all time. 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 The greatest of all. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how great the celebrities are. I don't care how big your heroes look in your eyes. There's none greater than Jesus. We go.
Let me see you dance. Let me see you dance. Let me see you dance. Let me see you dance.
If the party's on the floor, then that's where I wanna go.
own. Ain't no need to copy your flow, cause little do you know